Good afternoon, Flying Tigers, Team Moody, and to the entire extended Moody community. Chief Wilfong and I just wanted to take a moment to catch up with y'all as we end up the week here. Over the last week, we have stood down to all but a few key essential tasks as we tried to assess the environment we're in and make sure that we could do things safely without putting additional folks at risk. A lot of what we're trying to do right now is, as we've talked about, balance limiting the spread of the virus and protecting our community with preserving combat force and capability. We will continue to do that as we move forward. Additionally, as the situation continues to develop, we'll make sure we are continuing to communicate with the entire community and pass on information as we can. Looking forward, as we look to resume limited operations, we're going to use an approach that we're terming risk-balanced operations. The intent of this is to continue to balance limiting the spread of the virus with making sure that we are preserving our combat capability and force. In order to do this, we'll make sure that as we turn operations back on, we can do so consistent with all the CDC guidelines to include social distancing, personal hygiene, and making sure that we're cleaning common use areas. At this point, I want to hand it over to Chief Wilfong for a few words.
Thank you, Colonel Walls. Hello, Team Moody. Chief Wilfong here again. I wanted to address a couple questions that we're getting. The first question we've been seeing quite a bit of is in reference to deployments. A lot of our spouses have been asking what's going on with their loved one that's downrange or their loved one that is about to deploy. Those are very valid questions, as you all have lives to plan. With that, just know that we are completely engaged at all levels to figure this out for you. As soon as we get answers to those questions, you all will be the first to know. Second, physical fitness. The Air Force has canceled all physical fitness tests until 1 June. So if you're testing between now and up to 1 June, your test has been canceled and will be pushed 6 months to the right. Just know that with the risk-balanced operations, that we are looking at the fitness center to see how we can safely get it open and what that timeline looks like. Lastly, to all the supervisors, NCOs, senior NCOs, airmen out there, thanks for everything you're doing. As I walk around and talk to the airmen and the supervisors, I'm hearing pretty good feedback on information flow. It's flowing pretty well. In some cases, some of the airmen are receiving information from multiple locations, and we appreciate that. As we move down the road with this, keep that communication flow going. Continue challenging your supervisors. Continue challenging your first sergeants for that information. Thanks for all the questions. Keep challenging us with those questions. Keep pushing us to provide you that information. We're doing our best to answer every question that we get. We'll continue doing that. Back over to you, Colonel Walls.
Thanks, Chief. As we head into the weekend, just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all the different challenges that the whole team is confronting. From those that are working long hours trying to keep up essential services and do screening, to those that are challenged with not enough to do and wondering when we can call you back in for the mission. We'll get through this as a team, and we'll make sure we get after, attack, rescue, and prevail.